Hi, my name is Claude Sharadi, and I'm very happy to talk to you today about this. This is my very first published book. The title of it is Focused on Destiny. I'm very happy because this is something that I've been wanting to do for quite a long period of time. And recently, I decided that it was time for me to do it, and I did it. It took me a little over 2 years and a half, but it's now done and I am over the moon, I can tell you. So you're going to be seeing a lot more videos from me in relation to this book. I think it's part of my life mission, as I realized when I went through the journey of writing this book, that this message about the need for us, all human beings, to focus on our destiny is very, very important, because when we do so, well, there'll be less time and less focus in our lives for things that don't matter, and the whole world will be a better place. Now, what is this book about? Well, as the title says, it's about destiny. And you see, you and I, by virtue of being in existence, we do have a destiny. Everything that exists has a destiny, has a purpose. I've got with me a pen. This pen was created with one purpose, that is allowing people to use it to write. The pen is made of plastic and ink, which means the destiny of this pen is at some point the plastic will disintegrate and the ink will evaporate. So that will happen, even if it takes 1,000 years, that eventually will happen. But the purpose of it is that we use it to write things down. So this pen has a destiny. A plant has a destiny. Even the sun has a destiny. Someday it will run out of gas, out of energy, and it will die. You and I have been created by God, and we have a destiny. Well, what is destiny, by the way? To make it simple, destiny is the sum of what happens to you, what you make happen, and what you fail to make happen. All these three things put together, they form what we call destiny. Now, there are basically two types of destiny, what I call the supernatural destiny and the natural destiny, because life and the world that we live in have a lot more things than us as human beings can comprehend. In the book, it's a combination of spirituality, existential philosophy, and the pursuit of excellence. All three lines of inquiries put together to explore with sufficient depth what is destiny, what do we need to do about discovering, developing, and deploying our destiny here on earth. As you can tell, there is a spiritual connotation to this book. It's not necessarily a book just for Christians, but it borrows very, very significantly from Christianity and from the Bible. It's not meant to, I suppose, convert you into a Christian if you're not one, but if you read it and you're not a Christian, you can gain a lot of wisdom from the Bible and from a Christian perspective with regards to what God says in relation to life. If you don't believe in God, you may find it even more difficult to read, but still, you can still earn a lot of wisdom. You can gain a lot of wisdom, by reading this book. So, when we talk about destiny, in the book, I submit that there are two parts to it. There's God's part and our part. God's part, that's the supernatural destiny, and our part is in the natural, as I said earlier. It's now important to understand how we go about to discover the content of our destiny. It is not an easy exercise. There is no, I suppose, silver bullet or no formula that will work for everyone, but there are a lot of insight that are provided in the book that can assist you in understanding what your destiny is all about. I believe that God has established our destiny in the supernatural. However, here on earth, we are expected by God to design, create, and develop our destiny, drawing from the material we get from God. When you create design, and develop your destiny with God's material, He guarantees that. And that's very important for us Christians. It's important that we remain connected to God so that we are able to get the inspiration, the leadership, the coaching, and the mentorship of God as we go about developing and deploying our destiny here on earth. Now, I sort of look at this as, our supernatural destiny is this, spiritual warehouse where there are all those things that we need. We need to have access to that supernatural warehouse and be able to get the things that God has set for us. We need to draw them from the supernatural into the natural. And we need keys to do that because, all these things that God has prepared for us, they are available, but they are only accessible if we have the right keys in order to get access to them. If you can have stuff in your house or in your car, but if you've locked yourself out of your car or if you've locked yourself out of your house, well, what is available become inaccessible. And that is actually an imagery of how I believe things are in terms of how we access the material, the supernatural material that God has set for us that is meant to happen. And some of it is going to happen in our lives, whether we like it or not, because you will never be able to control everything in your life. There are things that will happen in your life, whether you like it or not. And there are things that you have to make happen. For example, you and I, at this very moment, we are creating reality. You use whatever you have as mental and psychocognitive resources to create reality, to listen, to watch this video, and you understand what I'm saying. In that same manner, you create your broader reality. And that is very important. So we have to understand we have the responsibility to draw things from the supernatural and make them happen here in the natural. That requires work, that requires leadership, that requires connection. And all those keys, I have actually developed them in the book. The book has 12 key words. Why key words? God operates with words. God created the world with words, and He continues to operate using His word. Whatever we need from God, we need to use His words in order for us to be connected to Him and be able to receive what we need to get from Him. So those keywords in the book will give you a bit of an understanding of what is it that you need to focus on in order for you to be able to live your God-given destiny on earth. And I will read all the 12 keywords. We have divine, design, desire, discover, decide, do, dominate, discipline, drive, destination, determination, and deployment. You will notice that all of these words start with D, as for divine. Yes, D for divine and D for all those 12 important words that summarizes what we need to do to be able to live our God-given destiny on earth. So that was just a quick introduction. In the next video, I'm going to try to explain a little bit what I mean by those 12 words. And then there'll be more videos where we look into the details in each of these 12 words. But what is it that will help each and every one of us to be able to get a better understanding of who we are, what our destiny is, and how we can make it happen here on earth. Now, I would like to encourage you to be part of this journey with me. It's a journey not just for you, but for me as well. Writing the book was a very important thing for me, but it has taken me into a journey that will continue, I am assuming, until the end of my life. With God's help, I will get there, and I want you to be part of this journey for your own destiny, because God uses people to bring messages to you about what is it that you need to focus on, what is it that you need to do in order for you to achieve the reason why He has given you life. God gives you life for a purpose. He didn't just give you life to come here on earth and occupy space for nothing. He didn't give you life just to come here on earth and just have faith in Him. He gives you faith as a software to allow you to operate and get things done. Just like Jesus did, He came on earth and He made things happen. So I'm going to encourage you to grab a copy of this book. You can order one from me through by sending a message or on WhatsApp or email or inbox. All the details will be on the screen. You can also, if you live outside of Australia, you can get this book from Amazon. For everyone in Australia, I recommend that you contact us directly. It's faster, it's also cheaper, and it's definitely easier for you to get the book from us. But if you're overseas, you just order one from Amazon. I would like to encourage you to comment, to share the video, and above all, to be part of this journey. There will also be a course. There will be a 12-session course that will help to go deep into the elements of this book, and hopefully that will enable you and I to become better people, better focus on accomplishing our God-given destiny on earth. Thank you.